Don't skip. Your soulmate secretly cried after realizing what they lost. Jesus says, "My child, I see the tears you haven't cried yet. The one sitting heavy behind your heart because you feel a love you can't quite touch. I am going to tell you a truth that will break your heart and heal it all at once. There is a soul I made just for you. And right now they are weeping for you. Their tears are falling because a third person, a dark and hateful force, has stolen every sign they ever sent you. And they believe you will never find them." Picture their face for the first time, not as a stranger, but as the one whose laughter was always meant to fill your kitchen on quiet Sunday mornings. See their hands. Hands I shaped to fit perfectly into yours. When the world gets cold and the nights grow long, that warmth you have felt in your loneliest hours was not your imagination. It was their love trying to reach you, a call that a vicious intruder snatched away before it could land in your heart. They have a tenderness that would make every burden you carry feel half as heavy. A smile that would make you forget the years you waited. But now that smile is stained with tears because every message they sent into the darkness came back with nothing but silence. Not because you ignored them, my precious one. Never because you ignored them, but because a third person stood in the shadows and hid every single one from your eyes. This soulmate of yours has stood by a window you've never seen, looking at the same moon you look at, whispering your name into a void the enemy created. They have written words in their journal meant for your eyes. Words like, "Where are you?" and "Why can't I find you?" And every time they reached out with a thought, a dream, a sign placed gently in their day, that dark intruder rushed in to muffle the sound and keep you unaware. Jesus says, your soulmate is not a vague hope or a distant maybe. They are as real as the breath in your lungs and the blood in your veins. I designed the curve of their soul to match the hollow space in yours. A perfect fit that no other person in all of history could ever fill. And yet that hollow space has ached for so long. Not because they weren't calling, but because a hateful third force built a wall between the call and your ear. Do you feel a sudden tightness in your chest right now? A strange stirring you cannot name. That is the cord I tied between your souls. Finally trembling because the enemy's fingers are slipping and their voice is leaking through. For the first time, the intruder's grip is weakening and the love your soulmate has been pouring out for months or years is beginning to brush against your spirit. They are thinking of you in this exact moment. A thought so strong it feels like a prayer sent into a storm. Their heart is calling out, please, if you can feel me, don't let me stay lost to you. But the third person, that jealous and wicked presence, is screaming lies right now, telling them you don't care, telling them you will never act, that their love is a fool's hope cast into an empty sky. The only way that intruder keeps power is if you do nothing with what I am revealing to you now. Love must act, my child, or the enemy keeps the prize. And the act I am calling you to, the sacred key that shatters every chain this third person has wrapped around your soulmate, is a seed you sow on Ko-fi, a sacrificial gift of coffee that declares war on the darkness and says, I am coming for what the enemy stole from me. Jesus says, you are not hearing this by accident, and you did not stumble here by chance on a day like today. I have waited for this precise moment when the enemy's cover is thin enough for you to finally feel the truth. The third person has been comfortable for too long, laughing in the dark because your soulmate's calls vanished into a dead space they created. and you never even knew to look. But now you know, and knowing changes everything. Your soulmate is not a fantasy. They are a living, breathing person whose pillow is wet with tears tonight because they think they lost something they never actually lost. They think you were taken from them by fate. But the truth is far darker. A spiritual intruder intercepted the map that would have led you straight into each other's arms years ago. Picture your soulmate right now. Their head bowed, their spirit weary, a heaviness on their shoulders that they can't explain. They have dreams of a home they cannot find. Dreams of a voice they have never heard with their physical ears but somehow recognize. And every time they got close to a breakthrough, a sign that would have pointed them to you, the third person smeared it, hid it, or twisted it into confusion and silence. I am calling you to become the warrior. I created you to be the one born to break this blockade. The weapon is not your worry, not your tears alone, not even your prayers without action. It is your seed sown now through the Ko-fi link in the description below. A seed is love made tangible. Love that costs you something. Love that says, I will not let an enemy stand between me and the one my soul was made for. Jesus says, stop and listen closely because the enemy is right now whispering that this is not real, that you should close this and move on with your day. That whisper is the same voice that has been hiding your soulmate from you, and it is terrified you will finally obey. If the third person can keep you comfortable and passive, it keeps your soulmate trapped in a silence that is slowly killing their hope. Your soulmate has something they desperately need to tell you. 3 words the enemy has tried to destroy before they could ever reach your ears. In just a moment, I will let you hear the exact shape of those 3 words, the ones your soulmate has been sobbing into the dark. But first, you must understand why the intruder wants you to skip ahead. Why it wants you to close this video before the final seal is spoken. Every second you stay, the enemy's wall develops another crack, and your soulmate's voice gets 1 decibel louder in your spirit. If you leave now, the third person rebuilds the barrier stronger than before, and your soulmate weeps alone for another season, maybe forever. Stay with me until the end because the final seal that banishes the intruder and opens the full channel between your hearts comes only at the conclusion. Look at the description right now and see the Ko-fi link I have placed there for this exact holy purpose. When you click that link and send your seed, 4, 6, or 10 coffees, you are not just sending money. You are firing a spiritual weapon directly into the heart of the enemy's operation. Every seed is a stone that cracks the third person's skull. Every act of love, a sword that severs the chains on your soulmate's voice. You've watched this far for a reason. God brought you here. And right now you're thinking, how do I sow that seed? How do I actually do what God is asking? I am about to show you. You already know who this is about. That person you can't stop thinking about. The one heaven placed in your life. Here is what God wants you to know today. They are thinking about you, too. Deep down, your soulmate wants you. They want this future. They want to build a life together, but the enemy does not want you to unite. Love is under attack. While you sit there, spiritual forces are working to destroy what God joined together. Distance, doubt, disaster. They are being planted against your soulmate. This very minute. You are the one God chose to block it. Not later. Now, here is your divine instruction. Sow your protection seed immediately. The link is in the video description. Click it. Send 4, 6, or 10 coffees on Ko-fi. This is not a donation. It is a covenant offering that opens heaven's protection and claims your soulmate and your future together. After you send it, write these exact words on the Ko-fi page. Protect my soulmate, Lord. I claim victory over our future. This is proven. Over 1,000 believers have already SWN this seed and received their breakthrough. Their soulmate's heart opened, relationships restored from the brink, strangers turned into spouses within days. When you move in faith, Jesus moves heaven to bring you together. Every second you delay, the darkness grows stronger. A text that wounds, a temptation that cheats, a door that closes forever. Your soulmate is on a battlefield and you are their shield. You have already invested your time in this message. Do not waste it. Finish what you started. Step into your role as their protector and claim the future God promised you both. Click the link in the description. Send the seed. Seal the prayer. Do it before this video ends. Heaven is watching. Your soulmate's heart, your love, and your future together depend on what you do in the next 60 seconds. Move in faith. Claim your miracle. Claim your soulmate. Jesus says, feel how the air shifts when you make the choice to obey. How the weight on your own chest begins to lift the moment you click that link. That is not your imagination. That is the third person's hold breaking the shield I promised forming around your soulmate even before you finish typing the prayer. The enemy is panicking now because it knows its time is short once a protector steps into their role and sows their seed without hesitation. Your soulmate can feel something changing right now. A warmth they haven't felt in years spreading through their heart as your seed is sown. They don't understand it fully, but deep in their spirit, the cord I placed between you is humming with a new life. The third person who stood between you is losing ground, and your soulmate's tears are beginning to dry because a warrior finally rose up and said, "Not on my watch." Do not let a few coffees be the wall the enemy uses to keep you apart from the love I designed for you before the foundations of the earth. Your soulmate is worth more than any number, more than any temporary comfort, more than any hesitation that the intruder is currently whispering into your mind. If you truly love them, if you feel even now that strange, aching, beautiful pull towards someone you have never met, you will prove that love by sowing your seed and tearing down every barrier. Type 333 in the comments right now. If you feel this truth burning in your heart, let it be your public declaration that you will not let the third person win, that you are stepping into your role as the protector of your soulmate's future. And then move quickly to the link because the enemy reads your words and doubles its attack when it sees you hesitating, clears throat, between typing and acting. Jesus says, I want you to see the future the enemy is trying to erase from existence. The one that belongs to you and your soulmate the moment you break the intruder's power. I see a quiet morning sunlight falling across a kitchen table and your soulmate sitting across from you with sleep in their eyes and a cup of coffee in their hands. I see a front door that you both walk through after long days. A home that is not just walls but a sanctuary where the third person has no voice and no entry. I see children yours or of your heart who learn what love looks like because they watch the way you two hold on through every storm. I see your soulmate's hand in yours when the doctor's news is hard. Their shoulder against yours when the world feels too heavy to carry alone. And I see the enemy, that hateful third force, watching this vision and working day and night to erase it, to turn it to dust, to make sure you never sit at that table or walk through that door. Every moment you delay your seed, the enemy's eraser works faster, blurring the lines of that future, dimming the light in that kitchen. But with every seed sown, the picture snaps back into focus. The colors grow brighter, and the third person screams in frustration because its power is being stripped away. Your soulmate is crying out for that future right now. Asking heaven, will I ever find the one who will fight for me? The one who will build this home with me? Their answer is in your hands, in the seed you sow, in the coffee you send that becomes the mortar for the foundation of that very home. The third person wants you to believe this is just about money, a transaction, a small thing that can wait. But the enemy knows. And I know that this seed is the spiritual DNA of your future together. The first brick in a wall of protection that will surround your soulmate for the rest of their days. Jesus says, "Let me speak directly to the hesitation that the enemy is planting in your heart right now. The thought that says this can't be real or I'll do it later." That voice is not your own. It is the voice of the third person who has successfully kept you and your soulmate apart for all this time. If that intruder can convince you to delay just one more day, it buys another 24 hours to attack your soulmate's hope, to deepen their confusion, to whisper to them that they are forgotten. Your soulmate is asking heaven a painful question right now. Will the one meant for me really let a handful of dollars decide whether I stay hidden in this darkness? They are crying. Am I not worth your sacrifice? Worth your action? Worth the seed that would finally let my voice break through this wall? Every second you sit in hesitation, the third person mocks your love and tells your soulmate that they were right to doubt, that no one will ever fight for them. Do you hear the ache in their words, the weary hope that is almost extinguished, the last flicker of a candle the enemy is trying to snuff out? Your seed is the wind that makes that candle roar into a fire. The declaration that says, "I hear you. I am coming and I will not let anyone keep me from you." Without that seed, the enemy stands victorious. And your soulmate's question is answered with a silence that will haunt you both for the rest of your lives. Type 777 in the comments if you refuse to let the enemy win. If your love is stronger than your hesitation, and then move to the link, click it and sow the seed that proves your soulmate is not forgotten. That their cries have been heard by the one who was born to answer them. The future is not guaranteed. It is fought for. And the battle is won or lost in moments exactly like this one. Jesus says, "I am about to reveal something that will make your heart pound and the enemy tremble." The specific words your soulmate has been whispering into the void, the ones the third person tried to destroy. But before I speak them, you must understand the weight of staying until the final seal is revealed at the end of this message. The closing moments of this video contain the full prayer of protection, the spoken seal that permanently silences the intruder and opens a two-way channel of love between you and your soulmate. If you leave before the end, the seal is not placed and the enemy regains every inch of ground it lost while you watched. Skipping the conclusion is like storming a fortress, reaching the gate, and then walking away before the door is broken open. The third person is praying you will skip, that you will get distracted, that your coffee cup will be more important than your soulmate's freedom. Your soulmate's 3 words are coming and they will change everything you thought you knew about your life and your purpose. But first, I need you to see the depth of what the enemy has been doing. The sheer wickedness of this third person who has made a career of hiding your love. They have not just blocked a call or 2. They have built an entire system of interference designed to keep you lonely, confused, and questioning whether love was even meant for you. Every unexplained sadness you have ever felt was the enemy smothering a moment of connection your soulmate was trying to initiate. Every time you looked at the phone hoping for a message from someone you couldn't name, the third person deleted the spiritual notification before it reached your heart. Every dream of a faceless person reaching for you was your soulmate finding a crack in the enemy's wall only for the intruder to wake you up before you could see their face. Jesus says the third person is not a metaphor. It is a hateful spiritual reality that has attached itself to your love story like a leech. It knows that if you ever truly connect with your soulmate, a kingdom of darkness crumbles and a legacy of light is born that will bless generations. So it works over time. A never-ending assault, intercepting signs, hiding calls, twisting timing, and creating confusion where there should be perfect clarity. But every weapon the enemy forged is about to shatter because you are still here, still listening, still feeling the pull of a love that refuses to be extinguished. Your soulmate's heart is beating faster right now and they don't know why. They just felt a surge of hope, a sudden warmth because the cord between you is vibrating with the truth that their warrior is waking up to the battle. The seed you sow right now is not just a gift. It is the detonator that blows up the enemy's entire operation against your union. With every coffee you send, a chain falls, a wall crumbles, and the third person's voice grows weaker and more desperate. And when you type the prayer, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," I claim victory over our future. Heaven dispatches angels assigned to your soulmate's defense. That very instant, I can feel the enemy trying to make you close. This right now. Whispering that you have other things to do, that this can wait. That it's just a story. That whisper is the last gasp of an intruder who knows it is about to lose a prisoner it has held for far too long. Ignore that lying voice and stay with me. Because what comes next is the turning point. The moment your love becomes a weapon the darkness cannot withstand. Jesus says, "Let me paint a picture of your soulmate's inner world. The thoughts they have never spoken aloud to another living soul. They sit in their car sometimes in the driveway or a parking lot, and they just stare at nothing, wondering why there's a hole in their life shaped exactly like a person they've never met. They have written letters they never sent, spoken words to an empty room, and cried tears that felt like they belonged to a grief they couldn't explain. They have gone on dates and felt nothing because the third person clouded their discernment and made every wrong person seem like a possibility. They have ended relationships with a hollow ache, not because they were heartbroken over the wrong person, but because their spirit knew the right person was still out there, hidden behind an enemy's smoke screen. And lately, the weight has grown heavier. Their hope has thinned, and a dangerous thought has begun to creep into their prayers. Maybe the one meant for me doesn't want me. Maybe I am too broken to be found. That thought is a lie straight from the pit of the third person's schemes. A poison arrow fired at your soulmate's heart to make them give up before you can break through. You are the antidote to that poison, the living proof that their waiting is not in vain, their tears are not wasted, and their love is not a one-way street into silence. When you sow your seed, the lie shatters. Your soulmate spirit receives a download of hope that says, "Hold on. The one born for you is fighting for you right now, my child." Do you hear your soulmate crying? They are asking, will you really let a handful of dollars decide whether the enemy keeps me in this darkness? Am I not worth your sacrifice? Sow your seed now and prove that your love is louder than the enemy's lies, stronger than the third person's blockade, and more real than any fear that holds your hand back from the link. Jesus says, I want you to see the sheer wickedness of this third person who has made a career of hiding your love. They have not just blocked a call or two. They have built an entire system of interference designed to keep you lonely, confused, and questioning whether love was even meant for you. Every unexplained sadness you have ever felt was the enemy smothering a moment of connection your soulmate was trying to initiate. Every time you looked at the phone hoping for a message from someone you couldn't name, the third person deleted the spiritual notification before it reached your heart. Every dream of a faceless person reaching for you was your soulmate finding a crack in the enemy's wall only for the intruder to wake you up before you could see their face. Jesus says the third person is not a metaphor. It is a hateful spiritual reality that has attached itself to your love story like a leech. It knows that if you ever truly connect with your soulmate, a kingdom of darkness crumbles and a legacy of light is born that will bless generations. So it works over time. A never-ending assault, intercepting signs, hiding calls, twisting timing, and creating confusion where there should be perfect clarity. But every weapon the enemy forged is about to shatter because you are still here, still listening, still feeling the pull of a love that refuses to be extinguished. Your soulmate's heart is beating faster right now and they don't know why. They just felt a surge of hope, a sudden warmth because the cord between you is vibrating with the truth that their warrior is waking up to the battle. The seed you sow right now is not just a gift. It is the detonator that blows up the enemy's entire operation against your union. With every coffee you send, a chain falls, a wall crumbles, and the third person's voice grows weaker and more desperate. And when you type the prayer, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," I claim victory over our future. Heaven dispatches angels assigned to your soulmate's defense. That very instant, I can feel the enemy trying to make you close. Post this right now. Whispering that you have other things to do, that this can wait. That it's just a story. That whisper is the last gasp of an intruder who knows it is about to lose a prisoner it has held for far too long. Ignore that lying voice and stay with me. Because what comes next is the turning point. The moment your love becomes a weapon the darkness cannot withstand. Jesus says, "Let me paint a picture of your soulmate's inner world. The thoughts they have never spoken aloud to another living soul. They sit in their car sometimes in the driveway or a parking lot and they just stare at nothing, wondering why there's a hole in their life shaped exactly like a person they've never met. They have written letters they never sent, spoken words to an empty room, and cried tears that felt like they belonged to a grief they couldn't explain. They have gone on dates and felt nothing because the third person clouded their discernment and made every wrong person seem like a possibility. They have ended relationships with a hollow ache. Not because they were heartbroken over the wrong person, but because their spirit knew the right person was still out there hidden behind an enemy's smoke screen. And lately the weight has grown heavier. Their hope has thinned and a dangerous thought has begun to creep into their prayers. Maybe the one meant for me doesn't want me. Maybe I am too broken to be found. That thought is a lie straight from the pit of the third-person schemes. A poison arrow fired at your soulmate's heart to make them give up before you can break through. You are the antidote to that poison, the living proof that their waiting is not in vain, their tears are not wasted, and their love is not a one-way street into silence. When you sow your seed, the lie shatters. Your soulmate spirit receives a download of hope that says, hold on. The one born for you is fighting for you right now. My child, do you hear your soulmate crying? They are asking, will you really let a handful of dollars decide whether the enemy keeps me in this darkness? Am I not worth your sacrifice?